Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you're all fine and doing good. So today, students, we are going to learn about the new chapter, Macavity, the Mystery Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Okay, it is the poem which is written by T.S. Eliot. So now let us have a look and let us recite what is in the poem. Clear? Okay, now let us learn a little bit about T.S. Eliot. So, T.S. Eliot, his complete name was Thomas Stearns Eliot. Okay, he was a poet, he was an essayist, publisher, playwright, literary critic, and editor. Fine? So, he was considered one of the 20th century major poets. He is a central figure in English language modernist poetry. He was born on 26 September 1888 at St. Louis, Missouri, United States, okay, in America. So, his poems comprises of The Wasteland, Old Possum Books of Practical Cats, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, Ash Wednesday, Portrait of a Lady, The Hollow Man, Preludes, Little Gidding, and many more. He was also a writer and he has written many plays like Murder in the Cathedral, The Cocktail Party, The Family Reunion, The Confidential Clerk, and many more. Okay, and his plays, his novel by the name Murder in the Cathedral is one of the favorite. It is one of my favorite plays. I love the play Murder in the Cathedral. So you must also look or you must also read his novel Murder in the Cathedral. It is really a very, very interesting play. Okay, so now he has written so many poems, and one of his famous poem is Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Okay, so now let us have a look and let us recite this poem. Okay, now let us have a brief introduction. Now see, first of all, before proceeding, I would like to ask you a question which is written on the page. Okay, you can see it on your screen. So, can you tell me, do you have a pet cat? Do you have a pet cat? I think you must be having. If you have a pet cat, it's good. Okay. Have you ever noticed anything mysterious about it? So, have you ever noticed anything mysterious about your cat? Mysterious means doing something very secretly. Have you ever noticed anything about your cat or about any cat? Okay, you must be knowing the answer. Okay. It is not easy to say whether every cat is a mystery. Okay, so we cannot say that every cat is a mystery. There may be some. Fine. But Macavity is one for sure. But yes, Macavity is one of the mysterious cat. What is it that makes him perfect mystery cat? So now let us see in the poem that what makes him a mysterious cat for sure. Read the poem to know why. Okay, now let us read stanza 1. First stanza. Macavity is a mystery cat. He is called the Hidden Paw. Okay, he is called the Hidden Paw. For he is the master criminal who can defy the law Here's the bafflement of Scotland Yard. The flying squads disappear. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Okay. Now see, what is the poet trying to express in his poem? Here, the poet describes a mysterious cat in his poem. Okay, and what is the name of the cat? The name of the cat is Macavity. Okay, so the poet describes a mysterious cat in his poem. It stands for the hidden paw. So now what is hidden paw? Hidden paw is a symbol of crimes and cruelties. Okay, hidden paw is a symbol of crime and cruelties, which is called a Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon. So now first of all, here the word paw. Okay, hidden paw. Paw means the padded foot to beast. Okay, the padded foot to beast. That means panja ya changul. Okay, it means panja ya fir changul. So here this paw indicates an animal. Fine. And who is the animal here? A cat. What kind of cat? It is a mysterious cat. Okay, mysterious means the mystery means which is the act which is difficult to find out. Something very difficult to find out, that is called mystery or mysterious. Okay, so here see now. Now see here. For he is the master criminal. Okay, he is the master criminal who can defy the laws. He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard. Right? He is the bafflement of Scotland Yard. The flying squads despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Okay. So now, what does the poem try to say? The poet here tried to say that in the poem, the cat is a mysterious figure. Even the famous detective agencies like the Scotland Yard, okay, like the Scotland Yard and the flying squad, okay, these are the detective agencies. Fine. The Scotland Yard is the detective department in London, whereas the flying squad, it is the division of police force or any other organization, like you can say NGO, SWAT, okay. Those organizations which is capable of reaching the scene of crime very quickly. Okay, that is called the flying squad. So here the poet tries to say that that even the Scotland Yard and flying squad, they are in the state of despair. They are in the state of despair means the state of totally confusion, having no hope. What is the reason behind? Now see. For when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Why they are in the state of despair? They are in the state of despair because when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not to be found anywhere. Why? Because he is too clever to be caught. Okay, Macavity is too clever to be caught by anyone. So when they reach the place of crime, when the squads reach the place of crime, the Macavity's cat, the mysterious cat, is not there. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now let us see second paragraph. Second stanza. Okay. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement. You may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. Okay. So in this stanza, the poet tries to explain the nature of Macavity, that how is Macavity. Okay, so here the poet tries to say that no one is like Macavity. Okay, no one is like Macavity because he has broken every human law. Okay, we are enforced with some laws. Okay, there are many laws which we have to follow, but this Macavity, he has broken every human law. He even breaks the law of gravity. Do you know what is the law of gravity? The law of gravity is the force with which we are fixed to the ground. If there is no gravity on earth, we would be flying in the air just like the scientists or the astronomers they do when they go to moon or to the outer space. Okay, so it is with the help of gravity pull that we stay fixed to the earth. Clear? So here the poet tries to tell that Macavity has broken every human law. He has even broken the law of gravity. This shows that he is really, means Macavity is really skilled criminal. Okay, the poet described the tactness of the cat Macavity. Okay, because he has the power to rise or float in the air. He even makes the magician, who is the fakir. Fakir means magician. Okay, fakir is a Muslim word, Arabian word. Okay, so he had the power of levitation. Levitation means to be visible and invisible. Fine. He had the power to float in the air. So even this power makes a fakir stare at him. Are you getting me? It means that he has the power to rise or float in the air, which makes the magician stare at his flight in the air. Fine? Next, and when you search the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. You may seek him in the basement, or you may look up in the air. Okay, you may seek him in the basement, or you may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. So here, the poet is trying to say that if you search for him even in the basement, do you know what is basement? Basement is the ground which is even lower than the surface. That is called basement. Okay? That means under the ground. So as to say, it is not under the ground, but it is something lower to the ground. So you may seek. Seek means find. You may seek him in the basement, or you may look up in the air. But even after doing such a crime, Macavity is not to be found anywhere. Clear to everyone? Okay. Now let us see the next stanza. Okay. Yes. Macavity is a ginger cat. He is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake, and when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Okay. Here, in this stanza, the poet proceeds to describe the cat by telling us that he is brown in color. Okay, he is a ginger cat. Ginger cat means a very tall and brown in color. What the color of ginger? It is brown and it is something big. Okay, so here the poet describes the cat by telling us that he is brown in color. He is very tall and his body is thin. He is very tall and his body is thin. And you would know him if you saw him, and and only if you look at him, then only you will know him that he is tall and thin, because his eyes are sunken in. Okay, his eyes are sunken in and eyebrows are deeply lined with thoughts. Fine, his eyebrows are deeply lined with thoughts. His head is highly domed. Do you know what is domed? Dome is a round in shape, something round in shape, that is called dome. Fine. Now see here, his eyes are sunken in and his eyebrows are deeply lined with thoughts. Okay, deeply lined with thought, that means he is always thinking about committing a crime, so that he has developed deep lines on his forehead. He has got deep brows. Clear? Now, his eyes are sunken and eyebrows are deeply lined with thoughts because he is always in deep thoughts or making plans to wreak his atrocities anywhere. Fine, he would try to puzzle the officers or whoever wants to find out his crime scene. Clear? Next, his coat is dusty. Yes, his coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. Whiskers are uncombed. Now see, his coat is dusty from neglect. That means his coat, that means the fur, okay, it is already very dirty. Okay, and his whiskers, do you know what is whiskers? Whiskers means the moustache of cat. It is called mooch. Yes, mooche. Okay, in Hindi it is called mooche, which is long stiff hair grown near the mouth. That is called whiskers. So his whiskers are uncombed. That means they are tangled. They are tangled. Why his coat is dusty and his whiskers are uncombed? Because he has no time to come out of his devil thoughts. Okay, he has no time to come out of his devil thoughts to think about good things. He is always thinking about acting a crime. This is the reason why his coat is dusty and his whiskers are uncombed. Fine. Next, the poet says that he sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. So, have you seen snake? How does he crawl? Whenever he crawls, he sways his head from side to side. Okay, so in the same way, even Macavity, he sways his head from side to side. That means he is looking here and there, side to side. And even when he is asleep, okay, but in reality, he is wide awake. When you think that Macavity is half asleep, but even in such a moment, he is not asleep, he is in the state of wide awake. That means देखने में लगता होगा कि वो सो गया है, पर वो सोया नहीं है, वो जाग ही रहा है. Clear everyone? Okay. Next, fourth stanza. Macavity is, there's no one like Macavity, for he is apparent in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. Okay. Now see, here in the fourth stanza, the poet says that there is no one like Macavity in his devilness. Okay, see here the second line, monster. Okay, monster or depravity. It shows his devilness. Okay, devilishness. I repeat again, Macavity, there is no one like Macavity. He is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. This means that he is full of devilishness. He is a fiend Fiend means a cruel and unpleasant. Cruel and unpleasant. Fine. In feline shape, that means he is in the shape of a cat. He is cruel and unpleasant guise of a cat, that means in the form of a cat. He is a monster of wickedness. Okay, monster of depravity means monster of wickedness. Okay, next, you may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square. Okay, you may meet him in a by street, you may meet him in a square. So here it means that even if you meet him in a by street or in a square, that means in a open place, you may meet him in a congested place or you may meet him in an open place. But when the crime is discovered, but when people come to know about the crime there, then Macavity is not there. Fine, then Macavity is nowhere to be found. That means he is really very smart, very active. He has even failed the flying squads and the Scotland Yards. Fine. Okay, he have failed everyone. Fine. So here the poet tries to tell that the cat, this Macavity, is really smart enough to fool any officer, okay, to fool any flying squads or any Scotland Yard. They are the detective department and division of police force. So it means that he is really a devilish cat who is not to be caught by anyone. Clear? So here in this poem, the poet has given only the 4 stanzas, okay, and in fact it has got many stanzas, okay, up to 7 stanza I know, but here since the poet has given in the book it is only 4 stanza, so the poem ends here. Okay, there is something more to be known if you happen to reach stanza 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. Okay, what happened to the mysterious cat? Was it really caught or was he always able to fool the officers? Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the poem. Okay? So thank you for watching.